Let me say good morning to all of you here, and we stand the NAACP Forward Together Moral Movement here in North Carolina in the historic thousands on Jones Street People's Assembly. We certainly stand. Let's say that together. We stand.
We stand
with Walmart workers.
With Walmart workers.
Let's say workers' rights.
Workers' rights.
Now.
Now.
Workers' rights.
Workers' rights.
Now.
Now.
Workers' rights.
Workers' rights.
Now.
Now.
Pay us enough.
Pay us enough.
To take care of our families.
To take care of our families.
Pay us enough.
Pay us enough.
To take care of our families.
To take care of our families.
Organize.
Organize.
Workers' rights.
Workers' rights.
Now.
Now.
In America, we are a land sometimes where people abuse capitalism. And in this land, at times, you know, this is so-called Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We love to have holidays or holy days or fast days, the Bible would call them. But then we turn around on holidays and we commercialize them. We talk a lot about Thanksgiving and Christmas being a time of sharing. And that's why I'm so appreciative of my brother's narrative of the depth of the greed that we see being modeled by and lived by in Walmart. Must be exposed. Needs to be exposed. Has to be exposed. And not just for workers here, but even for politicians who give tax breaks to allow these companies to come into our community. You ought not be receiving tax breaks from the state or tax breaks from the county when you're going to come in and raise up an unjust business that hurts the workers. We talk a lot about Thanksgiving and Christmas being a time of sharing, a time of caring and love. But love has to be more than giving somebody a free turkey one day of the year. And love has to be something more than just putting up some cute lights and singing Christmas carols. What we find too often is, in this situation, during a time of Thanksgiving, a business like Walmart uses this time to grab more and to get more. Even on yesterday, so greedy that they would not allow their business to stay closed until today. But they made workers come back at 6 p.m. at supper time. But a lot of workers needed to be with their family, with their children, with their loved ones. And I thought about how wrong that is in light of the fact that when Abraham Lincoln first issued his proclamation for Thanksgiving in 1863, they took a break from war. Walmart can't take a break from greed.
That's right. That's right.
Think about that. They took a break from war, a nation torn asunder. And in the middle of that, Abraham Lincoln said, let's stop. And he called all the United, not just the Union, but even the Confederate. Just let's stop for a moment. They could take a break from war 150 years ago. And 150 years later, Walmart can't take a break from greed.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I come out here today and I never back up from being a preacher because you see, ethics is economics and economics is ethics. There's no way to separate your morality from your money. Because where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. And I want to read a scripture, you may not have heard it, 2,600 years ago. I don't know if there probably wasn't a Walmart, but there was a lot of greed going on. And 2,600 years ago, a Jewish prophet said this to the nation, said this to businesses. He said that he was told by God to cry loud and spare not to hold back anything, to tell the nation of their wrong, Isaiah 58. Then he says, the people are busy at worship, busy claiming they study me, busy having fasts, busy having special days. He said, but the problem with your special days is you turn your special days into nothing but days for profit. This is in the Bible, in the Message Bible. It says you fast, you stop, you have a holy day, but at the same time you bicker and fight. And then he says, God says, this is the kind of fast day, this is the kind of holiday that God really wants. Number one, break the chains of injustice.
That's right.
Number two, if you want to stop doing something, get rid of exploitation in the workplace. That's actually in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures 2,600 years ago. Get rid of exploitation in the workplace. Free the oppressed. Cancel the debt. Then it says, what I'm interested in doing if you want to be a great nation is share your food with the hungry. Invite the homeless poor into your home. Put clothes on the shivering ill-clad. Ethics is economics. Economics is ethics. You cannot separate morality from your money. And then the same scripture says, if you get rid of unfair practices in the workplace, and if you quit blaming the victims, and if you begin to treat people right, then it says, God says, I will hear your prayers, I will answer your prayers, but more importantly, God says that I will call you repairers of the breach. If you are generous with the hungry, if you pay people what they deserve, then you will be known as a society that can repair the walls, that can repair the ruins, that can rebuild the broken places, that can make the community livable again, if you do these things. What we do with wealth says more about one's morality than almost any other thing you can do. Fact of the matter, in my tradition, in the biblical tradition, wealth and how we treat the poor is the number 2, quote unquote, sin in the Bible. The only other sin that's greater is idolatry, which is worship of self. And whenever a company worships itself to the point that it will hurt the poor, it is in fact violating 2 of God's highest commands. Dr. King once told a story about diabetes and Lazarus. A rich man who had everything, and this guy named Lazarus shows up, and all he wanted was crumbs. And Walmart has all these billions of dollars, $25,000 a year for a worker is nothing but crumbs.
That's right. That's right.
And in the scriptures, the rich man wouldn't even give the poor man crumbs, and one day they both died. And death brought a kind of equality. Rich man who wouldn't, there's no record in there that says he cursed somebody out. There's no record in there that says he cheated around, ran around and drank. But he went to hell because he refused. He didn't go to hell because he was wealthy. God never made an indictment on just wealth in general. He went to hell because he could not think of anything else to do with his wealth but get more of it and oppress whoever he had to get it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And so we come here today because the misuse of wealth and power destroys walls of protection and security for everyday people.
Yes.
We are here today because the wall is broken. A job is supposed to give you security.
That's right.
Was a time if you worked in America some years ago, that at least you could believe you could take care of your family. A job is supposed to give you a living wage.
That's right.
A job is supposed to give you a way to take care of your family. But when 825,000 Walmart employees make less than $25,000 a year, while Walmart makes $12.7 billion in profit per year, the wall is broken.
That's right.
When workers are retaliated against and silenced, and when workers speak up, they're made to be silent. And when workers are illegally fired for going on a strike about unfair labor practices, the wall is broken.
That's right.
When Walmart makes millions in profits and the Walton family has more wealth than 42% of all Americans combined, and yet they have workers in their store that go to work every day and still have to get welfare and public assistance and food stamps because of their low pay and their hours being cut. The wall is broken. When Walmart is the largest private employer in the U.S. and it is modeling injustice and modeling wrong, the wall is broken. And so all over this nation, we are standing here today to say it's time to repair the wall. And the only way you can repair the wall is to stop exploiting workers. The only way you can repair the wall is to do right by all of God's children. And so we say to Walmart, if you care about your legacy, repair the wall. If you don't want to be tied up forever in lawsuits with workers, repair the wall. If you care about America and this country, repair the wall. If you care about people, everyday people, repair the wall. If you care about where you're going to have to stand one day before God, repair the wall. And how do you repair the wall? Stop unfair practices, and pay people what they deserve, and ensure workers' rights. Say it with me. Repair the wall. Stop unfair practices. Say repair the wall. Pay people what they deserve. Repair the wall. Ensure workers' rights. Repair